Many people are used to seeing NASA as a reliable organization whose materials and research are public property. However, leaks of these disturbing recordings suggest the opposite. More and more often, evidence of unidentified objects, strange cosmic phenomena, and even hints of secret alien bases leaks online. These recordings cannot be found on official websites, as they were clearly hidden deliberately. But independent researchers tirelessly watch the sky in search of truth, trying to piece together cosmic mysteries bit by bit. In this video, we examine the most unusual phenomena captured by space probes and telescopes. Enjoy watching. This old footage, recorded in 1996, captured a strange scene above a thermal power plant in Ukraine. A pilot aboard a surveillance helicopter filmed unusual flying craft circling near a cooling tower. Years later, when this footage was released in 2011, the public began linking it to various conspiracy theories. One of the boldest claims suggested that these were extraterrestrial spacecraft harvesting waste heat and energy from the power plant, as if charging their systems before disappearing into the sky. These shocking recordings became known due to a leak from the KGB archives. They show a group of scientists examining something the public was never meant to see. In front of them lay the remains of a gray being, and the researchers attempted to study its anatomy. According to sources, the remains belonged to an extraterrestrial entity recovered during the so-called Voronezh incident. That incident occurred in 1989 when local residents reported a UFO crash. Authorities quickly concealed the details, claiming it was merely a meteorite. However, leaked footage from the same archive suggests the opposite. Some enthusiasts continue searching for more information about the study, but all attempts to uncover the truth behind the Voronezh incident have been unsuccessful. On the 17th of September 2023, a national security crew flying at an altitude of about 6 kilometers witnessed an unusual event. On a clear day with excellent visibility, the pilots noticed a dark cylindrical object that passed so close to their aircraft that it appeared directly under its wing. The recording captured not only the event itself but also their tense conversation with air traffic control. The aircraft's radar tracked the object within approximately 25 kilometers before it mysteriously vanished. Interestingly, the object could not have been a drone because its speed was extremely high. Later, the controller filed a report with the National UFO Reporting Center, but the mystery surrounding the event remains unsolved. In 2009, astronaut Buzz Aldrin made a shocking statement, mentioning a strange monolith on Mars's moon, Phobos. This moon, with a radius just over 11 kilometers, attracted researchers' attention when a solitary monolithic structure was discovered on its surface, a tall formation that should not be there. The idea of such an object existing on Phobos implies the presence of a civilization beyond our planet. According to the astronaut, the origin of this monolith is a mystery that must be solved. At the moment, only images exist, but many believe that this enigma might lead us to something that surpasses human understanding. This footage was captured by a lunar orbit reconnaissance satellite. It recorded a strange glow on the moon's surface, after which an unknown object resembling a spacecraft slowly began to rise from that area. Many remain skeptical about the authenticity of the footage, while others are convinced that it is direct evidence that extraterrestrial beings indeed have hidden bases on the moon. A U.S. Air Force pilot was flying at an altitude of 4 kilometers while patrolling the airspace. Suddenly, a strange object appeared in his field of view. It was a disc-shaped craft with a metallic surface shimmering in the sunlight, perfectly resembling a UFO. The pilot immediately understood that it was not a drone, as unmanned devices cannot reach speeds comparable to a fighter jet. This alarmed him. However, before he could approach the mysterious object, the craft rapidly ascended and vanished. In 2021, NASA's Martian orbital probe detected an unusual geological formation on the red planet. It was a massive trace on Mars's surface left by the fall of an unknown space object, 9,000 meters long and 1,500 meters wide. For a long time, Scientists believed it to be an ancient, dried-up riverbed. However, the enormous trench ended in a perfectly curved edge, suggesting that a spherical spacecraft might have crashed there. Even astrophotography expert Andrew McAfee noted that if it had been a meteorite impact, the markings would have looked entirely different. This is exactly why scientists are convinced the trace is not ordinary. McAfee compared it to the lunar crater Messier A, formed by a shallow meteor strike at an extremely small angle. That meteor impact produced an elliptical crater, but its scale is nowhere near the mysterious trench discovered on the Red Planet. In the early 1940s, many rumors circulated regarding Nazi Germany's secret projects. People wondered whether the Germans were trying to create advanced anti-gravity aircraft. Today, these old stories appear more believable thanks to leaked video recordings. Although the footage is old and blurry, one can still make out a military base with a large disc-shaped object. It resembles a classic UFO that was apparently being transported. While no one today can say for certain where this military base was located, the discovered footage raises countless questions about what experiments may have been conducted at the time. This mystery, wrapped in secrecy, continues to fascinate researchers and historians, forcing us to contemplate what truly occurred deep within Nazi Germany. In February 2014, archaeologists made a stunning discovery on Mars. The Curiosity rover, which sends high-quality images from the Red Planet, suddenly captured something shocking. One of the photographs revealed a figure resembling a human statue. But this was not the only find. Nearby, images of a sarcophagus, a Buddha-like statue, and even a cross were detected. Image processing expert Joe White stated that in the enhanced photographs, one can see numerous statue fragments scattered across the Martian surface. Particular attention was drawn to the facial details on one of the statues. Clearly distinguishable eye sockets, a nose, the structure of the mouth, and even an ear. The statue has an elongated conical silhouette. All these findings may serve as evidence of an extraterrestrial civilization, and perhaps we are only beginning to uncover this mystery. Some theorists even claim that these structures resemble certain monuments on Earth, suggesting that similar objects on our planet might have been created by extraterrestrial beings as well. On the 14th of November 2004, personnel aboard the U.S. ship Princeton noticed an unknown object on radar. The device detected movement near the coast of San Diego at a distance of about 160 kilometers. Observations continued for the next 2 weeks. The mysterious objects would suddenly appear at altitudes exceeding more than 24 kilometers, then drop sharply downward and hover briefly over the Pacific Ocean. When 2 fighters from the aircraft carrier Nimitz arrived in the area, the pilots witnessed a strange scene. An unknown flying object was creating a vortex in the water and casting an oval-shaped shadow. A few minutes later, an even stranger white object appeared over the ocean. It looked like a segmented circle without identification markings, and infrared monitors detected no heat signatures. Fighter pilots David Fravor and Jim Slate attempted to intercept it. However, the object accelerated and disappeared. Moments later, it reappeared on radar 100 kilometers away, and its speed exceeded the speed of sound by 3 times. During the broadcast of a space shuttle launch in 2011, something so strange occurred that NASA cut the live stream. The video showed 2 mysterious objects appearing near the shuttle and moving toward it. They were round, but from that angle it was difficult to tell whether they were disks or spheres. These objects could not have been asteroids because both had identical size. Their movement was perfectly synchronized, almost like spacecraft seemingly observing the shuttle. After the broadcast was cut, it became impossible to learn what happened next. This mystery continues to intrigue researchers and space enthusiasts, fueling curiosity about what truly happens beyond our planet. These recordings were filmed in Volgograd. A man got lost and accidentally entered a restricted military zone. This gave him a chance to witness something that, according to official data, should never have been revealed. He heard a loud hum above the buildings and saw two military helicopters flying by. They were transporting a disc-shaped object that looked smooth and metallic, resembling a classic flying saucer. At that moment, he realized that this so-called military zone was actually a place for secret operations where such cargo could be moved unnoticed. Area 51 is a classified U.S. Air Force base located in the Nevada desert, about 130 kilometers north of Las Vegas. Its official name is Groom Lake. It was founded in 1951, yet until 2013, the U.S. government denied its existence. Only after leaks and public pressure was the site officially acknowledged, though most information remains classified. Among the files obtained by enthusiasts were recordings from 1982. They show a disc-shaped aircraft attached to the ceiling of a hangar. It was enormous, with several windows on the sides. A single person stood nearby, seemingly guarding it. It remains unknown whether the craft was man-made or a genuine alien ship. Authorities refused to comment, fueling new theories. In 2022, when the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter was capturing close-up footage of the moon, a previously unknown phenomenon appeared on screen. Soon it became clear that there was a mysterious crater, and a strange object was slowly approaching it. This object consisted of two discs, placed one atop the other in an unusual configuration. Something seemingly impossible according to physics immediately attracted attention. When the mysterious craft reached the crater, it disappeared inside. Then the crater closed entirely, as if it were a hidden door. Some believe the crater is a secret base hiding in plain sight, which has sparked ongoing interest and new theories. Many believe these recordings were secretly captured in Area 51. An unknown operator managed to fly a drone close to the restricted site and anonymously shared the footage to avoid consequences. During the filming, something strange happened. A massive spherical object descended from the sky and landed on a cleared platform, as if expected. This could not have been a human-made aircraft, as modern aerodynamics does not allow the creation of such a shape. Moments later, the object rapidly rose and disappeared completely. These recordings may provide evidence that Area 51 is not just a place for secret tests, but possibly an actual alien base. Despite skepticism, the mysteries surrounding the site continue to fascinate researchers and conspiracy enthusiasts. In the final minutes of a live broadcast from the International Space Station, viewers witnessed something unusual. The footage, according to many, challenges NASA's explanations. The video captured a massive spacecraft with giant wings pointing upward for stabilization. It was unlike any known satellite or spacecraft, raising concerns among experts. None of the known space devices were designed in such a way. Many became suspicious because of the object's proximity to Earth's orbit. It appeared to be observing our planet, almost like a spy. Yet analysis has not revealed what was truly captured. The question remains, what was this object, and what role does it play in space? Perhaps we are yet to learn more about what lies beyond our world. In May 2019, a photographer attempting to capture the full moon over Moscow became a witness to a shocking event. His camera recorded the appearance of mysterious black spheres emerging against the background of the moon. After about 1 minute, more objects appeared in the frame, moving along a predetermined trajectory in perfect formation. When the photographer shared the video online, well-known astrophotographer Andrew McAfee analyzed it and concluded that these objects could have been from 3 to 4 kilometers in diameter, which is several times larger than the International Space Station. Unsurprisingly, this discovery triggered a wave of UFO theories. Researchers began studying the movement of these objects and suggested that they might be extraterrestrial spacecraft orbiting the moon. However, scientists were divided. NASA geologist Dr. Bob Anderson proposed a hypothesis that these could have been migrating birds passing through the camera's field of view. Nevertheless, many remained skeptical of this explanation. American astronaut Edgar Mitchell, who walked on the moon in 1971 as part of the Apollo 14 mission, performed what was at that time a record-length lunar surface walk. 9 hours and 17 minutes. In 2014, in an interview with a British radio station, he claimed that NASA hides information about contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. According to the former astronaut, aliens not only exist but also closely match our stereotypes: small bodies, large heads, and enormous eyes. His statement seemed especially convincing after a video surfaced online 1 year later. The recording showed an astronaut driving a lunar rover with a tall gray figure visible on the horizon. It did not resemble a human and was not wearing a spacesuit, which could suggest extraterrestrial origin. Although experts quickly declared the footage fake, many viewers suspected that this was merely an attempt to hide the truth, as the footage matched Mitchell's descriptions almost perfectly. This footage was recorded by a NASA artificial satellite in March 2023. On that day, the probe was conducting a detailed survey of the lunar surface. The recording shows an opening in a crater from which a small object emerges. It had an elliptical metallic shape. The glint of light reflecting off its surface created the impression of a genuine spacecraft. Then it accelerated and flew above the moon's surface. A few seconds later, on the dark side of the moon, a faint reddish glow appeared, as if something were hidden beneath the ground. Despite NASA experts remaining silent on this matter, the footage speaks for itself, suggesting that a real extraterrestrial base may exist within these craters. In January 2025, a resident of Mexico observing the moon through his telescope became a witness to an inexplicable phenomenon. He saw several strange objects hovering directly above the moon's surface. One of them was significantly larger, while the smaller one appeared to orbit around it. The scene lasted only a few seconds before the objects disappeared at astonishing speed. The unusual sight shocked the man, prompting him to report it to local authorities. However, he was told to remain silent and not reveal what he had witnessed. During a test flight, a pilot noticed something rapidly approaching him. At first, he thought it might be another aircraft or even a bird, and cautiously attempted to avoid a collision. However, he soon realized the object was disc-shaped. Initially convinced he had misidentified its shape, he was stunned when it reappeared and hovered beside him, confirming it resembled a true UFO. The pilot could not determine the object's origin, trajectory, or purpose, leaving the encounter an enduring mystery. In 1996, residents of Mexico witnessed a frightening moment captured on camera. A glowing craft was flying at an incredible speed in the distance, and its erratic maneuvers made it seem as if it were losing control. Shortly afterward, it suddenly descended and crashed. Local residents actively discussed the fall, claiming that it created a massive crater in the area. However, shortly after the incident, authorities denied all reports and destroyed every piece of evidence associated with it. This video was allegedly taken from the MJ-12 archive. It shows an extraterrestrial specimen resembling the classic gray alien with large black eyes and a slender gray body. Scientists nearby appear to be studying it. What shocked viewers most is that the creature, according to the footage, appears alive. This is rare, as most leaks show only remains of alleged alien pilots, not living extraterrestrial beings. According to reports, the video was filmed after the famous UFO sighting in Rua, Zimbabwe, in 1994, where witnesses claimed to have seen a craft land. Astonishingly, former intelligence officer David Grush confirmed that many recovered objects from mysterious crashes contained biological samples. On the 16th of July 2024, scientists discovered an underground cave on the moon at a depth of about 150 meters beneath the surface. Its size is comparable to 14 tennis courts. This discovery led many to speculate that a hidden civilization could exist on the moon. Experts noted that the shape and internal structure of the cave appeared as though it could be artificial, adding an extra layer of mystery. Some began seriously questioning whether this cave system might be evidence of extraterrestrial beings secretly inhabiting the moon. Researchers believe they may have found a potential location for a future lunar base. NASA data analysis revealed a cave approximately 80 meters long and 45 meters wide. However, scientists suspect that this cave is likely an empty lava tube. While repairing the robotic arm on the International Space Station, one astronaut noticed a strange object in the distance. Suddenly, a small, mysterious item appeared on Earth's horizon. The crew became alarmed when, after reviewing onboard logs, they found no records of any satellites expected to be in that area. The event led to numerous theories and speculations, yet the mystery of the unknown object remains unsolved. Numerous studies of the moon since 1959 increasingly suggest that it may be hiding secrets of its own. Scientists have observed many unusual phenomena on its surface. For example, Buzz Aldrin once mentioned mysterious lights near a crater. He noted that astronauts were cautious enough not to report such observations publicly. After such statements, the old NASA photographs showing strange objects on the moon began to acquire new meaning. Researchers studying these images say that some structures look too artificial to ignore. All these observations indicate the possible existence of another civilization on the moon, a possibility that challenges our usual understanding of Earth's natural satellite. On the 30th of August of this year, the Perseverance rover captured an unusual scene. In the distance appeared a massive shape that caught the attention of researchers. The phenomenon looked incredibly strange, almost like a glowing being had appeared on the planet. However, after closer examination, scientists concluded that the image showed a dust devil. This dust swirl had a diameter of around 60 meters and a height of more than 1 kilometer. Yet the initial footage truly made it look like a mysterious visitor from another world. During an exploration of Gale Crater on Mars on the 16th of March, 2023, the Curiosity rover recorded an unusual geological formation. The camera captured huge structures resembling massive pyramids. These formations rose nearly 5,000 meters high. They consisted of sharply defined layers of stone that appeared to have a clear foundation and architectural geometry. When scientists analyzed the footage, they were puzzled and unable to determine whether these pyramids were natural formations or evidence of extraterrestrial presence on Mars. This video was filmed in Earth's orbit from the observation module of the International Space Station. Expedition Commander Scott Kelly recorded it at the end of 2010. That year, he managed to capture strange cosmic objects moving above Earth. In the center of the frame was a large object accompanied by two smaller ones. They moved in perfect formation at incredible speed. Kelly immediately recognized that these were not artificial satellites or human-made spacecraft. Their true nature remains unknown, raising questions about how many cosmic mysteries still lie hidden in the void. NASA astronaut Gordon Cooper, who passed away in 2004 at the age of 77, believed in the existence of extraterrestrial life. He claimed to have personally encountered UFOs and other unexplained phenomena. Cooper flew into space during the manned mission Mercury Atlas 9 in 1963. After leaving NASA in 1970, he devoted himself entirely to studying unidentified flying objects. Shortly before his death, he confessed in an interview that he had seen a UFO as early as 1951 and had lived with this secret for many years, as all astronauts and NASA personnel were required to follow strict confidentiality rules. He also added that American radar systems constantly detect objects whose origin remains unknown to this day. An amateur astronomer became a witness to an astonishing event in the night sky. Directly in front of the moon, he recorded an entire fleet of unknown objects. Although their details were not clearly visible, the objects were not similar to cosmic rocks. All of them had identical size, moved at identical speed, and traveled in perfect formation. Such precision could only be achieved by a spacecraft, leading the observer to believe that he had accidentally captured a genuine extraterrestrial squadron. The launch of SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft nearly ended in tragedy. After carrying 4 NASA astronauts into space, the ship almost collided with an unknown object in orbit. According to NASA spokesperson Kelly Humphreys, the crew had no time to perform an evasive maneuver. Mission Control urgently instructed the astronauts to put on their spacesuits in case of impact. Fortunately, disaster was avoided. The unidentified object passed at a distance of 45 kilometers from the shuttle, between its main section and the separated stage, and then disappeared from all radar systems. One theory suggests it was debris from space junk, common in orbit, or ice shed from the rocket's oxygen tank. However, not all analysts agreed. The object's movement appeared too controlled and perfectly synchronized, raising suspicions about its mysterious extraterrestrial origin. In 2019, the Himawari satellite recorded a cluster of mysterious objects flying past the moon. These objects emitted a faint shimmer, giving the impression that they might be spacecraft. They moved as though heading toward the lunar surface. Experts quickly noted that no scientific institution had launched anything resembling these craft into space, making the sighting even more puzzling. Typically, NASA attempts to conceal such events, but this moment coincided with a publicly accessible live broadcast. Because of that, the public learned about one of the most mysterious cosmic anomalies observed in recent years. On the 13th of November 2009, NASA announced the discovery of water on the moon in the Cabeus crater. The finding was a scientific sensation, yet some researchers believe other significant discoveries were made decades earlier, hidden from the public. Apollo astronauts reportedly encountered strange formations on the lunar surface, but NASA kept the images classified. Former agency employee Ken Johnston revealed these photos, which showed dome-shaped structures inside lunar craters. In his opinion, these were not natural formations. They clearly indicated intelligent activity. Johnston also stated that he had been instructed to destroy these photographs. Some images even displayed parallel tracks on the surface, as if some kind of vehicle had traveled across it. This raised an unsettling question for researchers. Could these mysterious formations be signs of a secret alien base on our natural satellite? Even now, the puzzling images present far more questions than answers. A man who moved into an old house in New York made a remarkable discovery. Inside a mysterious wooden chest, he found an old video recording dated to the 1950s. Although the footage was grainy and low quality, it showed a dark creature resembling an alien. Its unusual limbs appeared underdeveloped, giving the impression that the unknown being had undergone a mutation. The tape was labeled Monster on Plum Island Beach, but the man could not determine whether the creature was a genuine extraterrestrial recovered from a crashed UFO or the product of a bizarre experiment. The discovery caused an uproar online, raising questions about what we truly know about life beyond Earth, and what experiments might be conducted in secret. A recently viral video shows a glowing object beside the moon. The recording drew massive attention, and opinions on what it might be quickly split. Although the object appears small in comparison to the moon, its actual size still seems significant. It remains unknown who recorded the video or how it surfaced, but viewers rapidly proposed their theories. Some claim it is a UFO, while others believe it might be the mysterious planet Nibiru, often associated with doomsday predictions. Recently, a tourist on Bondi Beach in Sydney encountered something disturbing. Small remains with a bluish-green color, already beginning to decay. At first glance, it was clear that this was not a typical sea creature. Yet the man could not determine whether the remains belonged to an alien fallen from the sky or something horrifying washed ashore from the depths of the ocean. Disturbed by the scene, he filmed the find but chose to leave the remains exactly where he found them. Late at night, residents of Miami witnessed the fall of a glowing object from the sky. Initially, they assumed it was a meteor, but the truth turned out to be far stranger. The next morning, people on a Miami beach discovered a mysterious creature that appeared to have fallen from the sky. It had long limbs and grayish skin, suggesting extraterrestrial origin. Investigation teams soon arrived, collected the creature, and released no further information. A recent recording from a camera aboard the International Space Station shocked both researchers and the global public. It captured a triangular object moving alongside the station at a speed of 23,000 kilometers per hour for more than 20 minutes. The strange craft maintained a constant altitude, then suddenly changed direction and began slowly ascending before disappearing from view. This baffling object raised numerous questions, and even NASA could not determine its nature. And that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and hit the notification bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.